Alright, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Now, enjoy this video. Alright, for today's video, I have an NFL free agency video for you today, where I'm going to give you one winner from free agency and one loser from free agency. Yes, I know free agency is still going on, but through the first couple of days, here's my one winner and here's my one loser. Let's start with the winner, the New England Patriots. We all know the New England Patriots had probably the greatest dynasty in NFL history, but these last couple of years, they've fallen off a cliff. They fired Gerard Mayo, and now they've hired Mike Vrabel. And in this free agency, they've looked like they've turned the corner trying to get back to that championship caliber team. I love what they've done this free agency. They're building the culture with bringing in these types of players. Harold Landry, Milton Williams, Carlton Davis, Morgan Moses. These are culture builders. These are guys you want on your football team. And these are such Mike Vrabel guys. Building up the defense. Giving you options on the defensive side of the ball. Adding Carlton Davis. Now you have Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez. So now you can play man-to-man on the back end. And you can do all the crazy stuff in the front seven. You can bring extra guys to rush the passer. I think the Patriots have had a fantastic free agency so far. Mike Vrabel is building something. We know he can coach. We know he can get the most out of his roster. So even when they make a move that's like, is it a good move? Is it not a good move? We know Mike Vrabel can coach players that are less than. For those years in Tennessee, he did not have a fantastic roster. His roster wasn't elite, but he coached these players up to play above what they actually were. That's how good of a coach Mike Vrabel is. And what I like what they did in free agency is they didn't do anything flashy. They didn't go out and try to get the hot shot wide receiver or the hot shot running back or put weapons around Drake May and just hope that he's good enough to figure it out. No, they said, we're going to build this the right way. We're going to build this on the defensive line. We're going to build this on the defense. We're going to add an offensive line piece. And we're going to build the team. That's important, building the team. Even though you have a hot shot quarterback, you have one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, we're going to build the team. I love what the New England Patriots and Mike Vrabel have done so far in NFL free agency. They have executed their plan. Because normally when the team who has the most cap space and the most money to spend, they go flashy. They overspend for a lot of players. That's not what the Patriots did. The only player who I think they might have overpaid for was Carlton Davis. But in a way, I get it, because now you had Carlton Davis next to Christian Gonzalez, and now you have two shutdown elite corners that now you can play man-to-man if you want to on the back end. And that gives you a lot of different options on the defensive side of the ball. Then adding Harold Landry and Milton Williams, two guys who can get after the quarterback. Harold Landry is a double-digit sack guy. Milton Williams, he just played in the Super Bowl. He's a fantastic player, can stop the run, rush the passer, he can do everything. The Patriots are building something special. They are the big winner from this NFL free agency so far. They have executed a perfect plan, and they're building a great culture in New England. Now, let's jump to the loser. The loser is the San Francisco 49ers. Now, in a way, they're also a winner, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But they're the loser because they've had to cut a bunch of people, and they've lost a bunch of people. Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, Travarius Ward, they cut Leonard Floyd, they cut Javon Hargrave, they traded away Deebo Samuel. So they've lost a lot of their core from the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. This window has closed, is what they're basically saying. The window that got them to the Super Bowl, that got them to a couple of NFC Championship games, has closed. You're going to have to try and open up a new window by drafting and getting new players in. But they're also winners because they realize that their window has closed. It would have been very easy to try and bring back some of these guys next year and the year after and give them new contracts and try to hopefully run it back one more time so you can try to make another Super Bowl, so you can try to win the Super Bowl. But they said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to move on. We're going to take our medicine. We're going to cut some guys. We're going to let some guys walk in free agency. We're going to trade away Deebo Samuel, and we're going to rebuild this thing up. So yes, they're the loser because they're taking a step back, but I think they're taking a step back to try and take 2 steps forward and try to get over the hump and actually win the Super Bowl. The draft is going to be huge for the 49ers. They're the loser in free agency, but can they turn this and try to be a winner in the draft? Can they draft good players to put around their stars? Because, look, they still have stars. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner on the defensive side of the ball. You got George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey on the offensive side of the ball. I would try and trade Brandon Ayuk. I don't think you can because of his contract, but I just don't know if he's that type of player who's worth top 5 receiver money. So they are a loser in free agency. They're my loser in NFL free agency. But they're also a winner because they've realized Kyle Shanahan, Jed York, John Lynch has realized that their window with this core, with this group, has closed. And that takes... Not everybody can realize that their window is closed. Most teams try to bring everybody back. And then it bites them and you go 5-12. Look what happened with the Rams after they won the Super Bowl. Their window is so clearly closed and they just gave people bigger and bigger contracts. And then they went, I think, 5-12. That's not what the 49ers are doing. They realized they had a bad year this year. They had a lot of injuries. That was one reason why they struggled this year. But also, I think it's because that window just closed. So yes, they're the loser of this NFL free agency for all the players they lost. But I think that in a couple of years, they might be the winner because they were the loser in this free agency. Another reason why they had to get rid of all these guys is the Brock Purdy contract. Brock Purdy is probably going to command $55 million per year. So you can't have Deebo Samuel and Travarius Ward and all these guys if you have a quarterback making $55 million per year. See, because the last couple of years, they've been blessed with the Brock Purdy contract that Brock Purdy's only making $800,000 a year. He's not even making $1 million. So they got away with that. And now they're going to realize what most other NFL teams have to go through, and that's paying a top-flight quarterback. But that's my NFL free agency video. One winner from NFL free agency and one loser from NFL free agency. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment. Have an awesome day.